Om, 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 Om Sahanavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः. Hari Om. Welcome to this 13th day, the third month of beginning with Vivekachoodamani, the crest jewel of discrimination. Viveka means distinguishing between what is the self and what is not self. Yesterday we saw about the effects of Rajoguna and Tamoguna from the three qualities of Maya. The basic qualities, which is the core of Maya, is the three gunas, and Bhagwan Sri Adisankaracharya ji explained the qualities of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Now he is giving a description of the qualities of Sattva-guna, its nature and what are the effects of Sattva-guna. Sattvam Vishuddham Jalavat Tatapi Tabhyam Militva Saranaya Kalpate Yatratma Bimbaha Pratibimbitas Sanna Prakashayatyarka Ivakhilam Jadam. Sattvam Vishuddham. The Sattva Guna is pure, very pure. Visheshena Shuddham. There is no mixture in what Sattva Guna is all about. Jalavat, the Sattva Guna is pure, like water. This water is very pure. If it is in a purple bottle, it appears purple in color. If it is in a red bottle, it appears red in color. If it is in a pink bottle, it appears pink in color. The same way, Sattva Guna, in whatever it is present, it takes the form and shape of that object and the quality of that object. Jalavat. It's pure, tathapi, even in that context. Even when it is so pure, tabhyam militva saranaya kalpate. Tabhyam means with the other two. What are the other two? Rajas and tamas. Rajas is dynamism, restlessness and activity. Tamas is inertia. When Sattva Guna joins with Rajas and Tamas, it becomes the cause for transmigration, movement, change. Sarana means samsara, for movement and change. Yatra atmabimbaha pratibimbitassanna. The Sattva Guna is a reflection of the self. Atmabimbam means I. Pratibimbitaha, it is the reflection of the self. When it comes to the mirror, you are standing here and the reflection of the mirror is falling on the mirror. But in the case of Sattva Guna, the mirror is here. The mirror of consciousness is here, and whatever we see is a reflection of the self in this mirror of consciousness. Sattva Guna reflects I, reflects the I thought. When we say I am here, What we are actually meaning is the reflection of the self in the Sattva Guna, and it is experienced right here. This reflection is not outside us, but this reflection is what we see as our own self within us. It reflects the name, the form, and the quality of the Atman. Tatra Atmabimbaha Pratibimbitaha San. It is the reflection of consciousness. Atmabimba is consciousness. Sattva Guna is a reflection of consciousness. Prakashayati Arka Iva Akhilam Jagat. Just like the sun reveals his entire world to us, in the same way, Sattva Guna reveals everything to us. Whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we taste, whatever we smell, and whatever we touch is seen by the light of Sattva Guna. The next verse, Mishrasya Sattvasya Bhavanti Dharmaha Tvamanitadya Niyama Yamadya Shraddha cha Bhaktischa Mumukshuta cha Daivi cha Sampatti Asannivrittihi. Mishra Sattva. When Sattva Guna is mixed along with Rajas and Tamas, it expresses so many qualities. Dharma means the different qualities. Dharma tu Amanita Adya Niyama Yamadyaha. Amanita means when there is Sattva Guna predominantly mixed with Rajas and Tamas, you have certain qualities that are expressed. The qualities are Amanitvam. Amanitvam means when there is a predominant Sattva Guna in a person, that person does not entertain a very great opinion or very great pride, bragging and boasting about oneself. Mana means to measure. Amanitvam means not having a measurement about myself, meaning not being very proud about myself, my qualities, my looks, my money, my achievements, my greatness or glory, whatever it is. Not having that kind of an assessment and pride about oneself. That is a quality of Sattva Guna. Niyama and Yama. Yama means the how we interact with the world. They are ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-injury by thought, word, and deed is one yama. When we interact with the world, we take care not to hurt others by our thoughts, hurt others by our words, and hurt others by our actions. Yama, the ahimsa. Then you have another yama is satya. Satya means speaking the truth. I experience something within, and whatever I experience and whatever I think, I speak that only, and that too only if it helps others, not if it hurts others or it jeopardizes others' lives. I should not say that. So that is Satya. Satyam Vada means speak the truth, what I feel, what I really think, what is really true, which I understand, I express. And Priyam Vada, even if I express the truth, I express it in a sweet manner. I express it in a way by which the other person, it is very palatable to the other person to hear and assimilate. Then Hitam Vada. Hitam means speak what is good for the other person. And also Mitam Vada, not speaking too much in excess so that it is torturous to the other person to hear. So Satya. The third yama is Asteya. Asteya means non-stealing. Physically, we may not steal so much from others because the law of the land is very strong And so we have naturally got into the habit of not taking from others. But without other people's knowledge, we practice a lot of asteya. In what all ways? By grabbing land. By grabbing land means not great levels of land grabbing. We have seen it in our society in so many places. We will have the limits for our property, and still we will keep all the junk around those limits in public land, in public space, and in that way we occupy public space. If people are living in flats, you can always see in common areas, if there is no controlling power in those flats, in common areas, beneath staircases, and in the entry point to the terrace, and many parts of the terrace where there are structures, they will place all their old cycles, old tricycles, old cradles, big balls of big bags of old clothes, and their old scooters will be placed in a public parking lot. This is all steya. What is the stealing that's being done? You're stealing public space. You're preventing public from getting access to the free space that they are entitled to. So that is one way of stealing. Then physical stealing of small things is there. When children steal pencil, rubber, sharpeners, erasers, and other people's, sometimes mobile phones are being stolen, or even costly things, even though you cannot count it as a big time theft. No, it is a very little way of stealing things from others, which they get into that habit. Without asking anybody if we take their things, it amounts to asteya. And then you have intellectual theft. Like, it is very easy to download projects from the computer and submit it as your own project. Cut and paste many information from many texts, and even publish books in your own name. It is happening in society. So much is happening. So much gets unnoticed. So much is also getting booked. So that is then PhD thesis also. You can just cut and paste somebody's work and somebody's quotes, put it as our own quotes, and get even a PhD thesis. And then taking degrees, even fake degrees also will come under stealing only. Managing somehow to get a degree by theft or by wrong means, or even adding a degree to us without other people noticing and passing it off as our own degree. That is there. And then you have people will speak something, great masters would have written something. You just copy it and you pass it off as your own. You just take credit for that and for somebody's work. Even stealing credit. Somebody would have put in a lot of effort. Somebody comes and talks very loudly, overpowers the situation, and announces to everybody that they have only done that work. So asteya comes in many forms. Stealing credit, stealing other people's time, just going on and on and on, taking other people's time without even considering the fact that whether what we are speaking or what we are discussing with them is relevant to them, or they want it or they don't want it. It happens mostly with unawareness. So that's all these factors are called asteya. And so these are all qualities of sattva guna where they are very aware of this. Then brahmacharya is a quality of sattva guna. It is a yama. Brahmacharya is not wasting the vital fluid that collects in our body through the food we eat. It is stored in the form of vital energy. It's stored in the form of liquid in the body, inside, in men as well as in women. So brahmacharya is not entering into any kind of unnecessary or unwanted or unwarranted physical intimacy with people. That is one strong form of brahmacharya. Brahmacharya also means not wasting our energies through our sense organs without any purpose, mindlessly wasting, mindlessly seeing things, mindlessly watching movies for entertainment, or mindlessly looking out here and there. We call this sighting, standing and just seeing people shop, going on, looking at what is there in the shops. So through everything, our energy is actually going. Every object we look at, every person we look at, everything we hear, everything we smell, everything we taste, and everything we touch and feel, our energy is going with that. We don't realize that. We simply waste our energies through all these processes. So that is Brahmacharya is controlling that, which is possible, a quality of Sattva Guna. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya. Aparigraha. Aparigraha is a very interesting quality of Sattva Guna. Not keeping or not possessing, or even mentally not wanting to possess more than what I have or what truly belongs to me. So that is aparigraha. Whether it comes to things in our home or things in our office, things in our workplace, things in our bag, things in our different rooms in our house, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the public areas, in our desks, in our cupboards, in our wardrobes, in our bookshelves. Just keep scanning everything around us and put all those things in a file. Put all those things in different categories. One day, category of clothes, they pile up. You question each cloth, whether it is really useful for me, whether I want it, whether it is necessary, whether I can do without it, whether it really gives me great amount of joy to have this, or can I let it go? If the opportunity, if the thought of letting it go comes, you let it go with gratitude. You let go of even a small handkerchief or a small ribbon or even a dried rose. If I, it is there, it was there, it was sparking, it was very joyful some few days ago. Like aparigraha works like this. You just take all items in your house at different periods of time, like keep a span of maybe 6 months. It is a very celebratory project. At the end of it, you will feel a lot of peace and a lot of joy when you are able to do this. So one day, take up just clothes. You address this like how we do our temple kumbhabhishekams. Our temple kumbhabhishekam is practicing aparigraha for the temple, for the deity. Over a period of time, over a period of 12 years, so many things will accumulate in a temple. You know, there are so many departments in the temple, just besides the main temple and the idols. In all the departments, in all the areas, there'll be a lot of junk that accumulates. And especially in temples and places of worship, because people bring in all their negative thoughts and they pour it there. They offer something good at the temple, and then they take all the positive energy that the temple radiates and they go back. So over a period of time, the paint will go, the cobwebs will come, the lamps and the lights, everything will become dull and dim, and there will be a lot of garbage stored somewhere in many places. Even the clothes of the deities, which are all worn out and torn and not in good order, everything will be all around. I am saying temple as an example. Even in a temple, in such a holy place, if there can be so much of stuff that can gather, and when we say that deity is so powerful, we come and pray to that deity so that we may be powerful in our lives. And in that deity's temple itself, there can be so much of nonsense happening all around over a period of 12 years. What to say of our house where we live lives of unawareness? So, periodically, maybe once in take it as a period of 6 months. Why I mentioned temple was that's how a Kumbhabhishekam is done. A Kumbhabhishekam is done as a matter of celebration. If you take up this task of tidying and disposing, decluttering, and cleaning as a chore, then it will be very tiresome. If you take it as a celebration, like a Kumbhabhishekam, it becomes a very joyful event. So, whatever joyful celebration, we are going to celebrate Krishna Jayanti in another 3 days. So, whenever there's a joyful celebration, How we do it? We tie mango leaves as torrents everywhere. We sweep and mop the place. So begin that work like that, and then take up that category. Maybe if you're taking a miscellaneous category of all the stuff that is stored in your house, and you will get an accumulation of stuff like this. Now, this plastic cover is there. This plastic cover sparked joy in me when I received it as a gift in a place with these roses. Now, this plastic cover is not going to give me any kind of joy. It is only going to give me sorrow being in that pen stand where I kept it for the past 3 days. And you would have seen this in the last 3 videos also. So, whatever object is there, it creates a disturbance in our mind. It changes. If that object is pure and beautiful, the vibrations will be very good in our mind. But if the object is not useful, the object is is not good for us, or the object is very negative in its. For example, this is plastic. The radiation that it gives will not be conducive for life, because if we want to test what it is, we know what to do. When we close our mouth with plastic for 10 minutes, and then life will not be there. So plastic is not conducive for life. And so the radiation that this object will keep giving is lifelessness. The radiation of lifelessness will there. More of it accumulates, more lifeless we will feel. So we have to let go in some way or the other. Let it go in a very, in a manner where we safely dispose it. So this plastic, I don't have to question too much, but still, for example's sake, I keep this with me close to my heart. Every object in our house should be examined, observed, and disposed of in this way, and disposed of safely. And the remaining objects which we have should be given a home, taken care of, and then paid a lot of attention to. Then our life will be very beautiful. This is practicing sattva guna at home. So what is it? I ask, do I really need this? Can I throw it away? Can I dispose it? If the answer is yes, then say thank you to this object, because every object has got existence. Existence means that the property of the universe is there in this object. So every object responds to us. We get attached to every object. If I do not say thank you, if I do not let it go with gratitude, this object may go into the dustbin, but it will recycle itself in some other form and come back to me, because I have not completely let it go. So I say thank you to this object, and then I let it go. I am putting it in a plastic container which contains all the plastics in a very neat manner, and which is in a dry plastics. So anytime I can even leave my hand into the container, even though it is a dustbin, it will be very clean, because only dried plastics are stored there. And I have another bottle in which there are thin plastics like wrappers, stickers, or just cellophane tapes, all that, or toffee covers. Everything goes into that bottle, and then that bottle is tossed along with this big plastic bag which contains dry plastic. And then these dried flowers are there, this dried rose is there, and the dried. When I received it, I was experiencing so much of joy. I was so happy when I received this gift. Even now, I feel so happy. That smell is there, the emotion is there, but still I have to let it go. And so, as an experiment, let me show you. Does this spark joy in me? Do I really want it? Do I want to keep it? Does it have very favorite memories? If it is really very memorable, then keep it in your scrapbook. Keep it somewhere so that you can take a look at it. If it is not really memorable and you definitely want to throw away with it, again, throw it away with a lot of awareness. Throw it away with a lot of gratitude. In this Chinmaya Surya Narayana temple, when this Kumbhabhishekam happened, and 48 days of Mandala Abhishekam, we used to get large amounts of garlands for Surya Narayana Bhagavan. So what I did every day was, it was a massive work of 3 hours, and I took up that work. I took up that work as my own sadhana, and After the garland was put for Surya Bhagwan, it will be recycled in 2 more places till it gets somewhat dry. And then I used to de-string all the garlands and remove all the flowers. It does. I just can throw it. Nobody is going to ask me. There is no implementation of degrading, recycling waste and composting waste. There is no implementation here of all that. And what I used to do is I used to de-string the flowers, and I used to cut all the leaves and flowers and twigs finally into small bits, like this, very small bits. And I prepared compost with everything, just fragrant flowers and all the whatever that the twigs, that what is that called? Banana fiber. Banana fiber strings will be there, thick ones. If I just put it, if I just dump it, it'll go into the public landfill along with plastics and along with other waste. So it was a major project. The project was called Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. And for 48 days, I wanted to try it out during the Mandalabhishekam of the temple. Every day, the garlands used to come in three big baskets. So de-stringing everything, de-stringing the flowers, drying the flowers, cutting the flowers and cutting all the twigs and putting them all into small bits and mixing so many other items along with it, and then putting some vermicompost liquid and composting them. After 5 months, very fragrant compost has come out of the flowers. And so everything, we can make our life beautiful in so many ways when we apply these qualities of sattva guna in our lives, and our mind will become very quiet, and we will have natural opportunities for doing karma yoga when we move our body, when we move our mouth, when we move our hands and legs in a very purposeful manner. Our energy, our mind keeps flowing out in the most beautiful manner, and transformation happens in our surroundings. So that is yama. Among the fifth yama is aparigraha. So just remember, even if you are disposing it as it is, just say a thank you for giving joy and giving me that pleasure when I receive this object, and let it go. It will go away. It will leave us and go away. It will not come back again. Otherwise, there's something called rebound or karma. It's called karma phala. Karma phala is if I throw away something in unawareness, that very unawareness which is there with me will bring that object back to me. Yama. The 5 niyamas are shaucha. Again, aparigraha will lead to shaucha. Shaucha means cleanliness of the body, cleanliness of the mind, keeping it free from kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, raga, dvesha, all these qualities, and cleanliness of our surroundings. That is where the whole national campaign for Swachha Bharat has been going on for so long. And without cleanliness, no achievement is going to shine. We will always be grappling with a lot of problems if we don't focus on the basic cleanliness of our country. And if at all we are quoting our Shastras and we say that in Bharata Desha, people have always wondered about inner cleanliness and not about outer cleanliness. They don't bother about how the outer surroundings are. In those days, the outer surroundings were very beautiful. There were only mountains and rivers and plains, and everything was treated with respect. The trees, the forests. In Kerala, there is this very beautiful principle which is followed, where you, even when you have land in your house, one portion of the land should be just given to nature without any construction. So in every house, they do not build completely. They do not build from wall to wall of their property. One portion of the land will be just kept as a kavu. It is called kavu, means kadu, forest. One portion of the land will be untouched, which is you are out of your own property, you are giving back to nature. How beautiful life would be if we had lived. So in those days, they did not have to talk about cleanliness outside of the surroundings because it was naturally clean. Everything was happening in those respective areas, and the public areas were maintained very well by those kings. But now we have so many inputs. We have so much of possibility to litter. We have got so much of plastics, so much of throwaway things, use and throw things. Our oceans, our landfills, everything is getting filled with junk, and we better take care of cleanliness. We have to focus on it. So, shaucha. Santosha. Santosha is contentment. When all these qualities before are there, I will be focused on men's. Also, practicing contentment is very important. When we really want something and it doesn't come our way, we just have to turn the mind in the opposite direction and think about what all we already have that we love. So, contentment, santosha, then practice of tapas. Tapas means austerities. Tapas is enduring the difficulties that we face and also concentrating on facing austerities, inviting austerities into our life, like hard work and lots of practice, physical practice, mental practice, emotional practice, musical practice, sadhana practice, asana practice, pranayama practice. Everything is tapasya. And vrata, like fasting, cutting our enjoyments is tapasya. So, which increases the heat in our body, which increases the sort of subtle energy that is there, tapasya. Then swadhyaya, spending some time every day studying about who I am, what is the true nature of myself, who is God, what is this world, what is the connection between God, world, and me, and also this practice of chanting the sound of Om is Swadhyaya, or any other chanting, like we chant Lalita Sahasranama, Vishnu Sahasranama, or studying any of those books that take me close to myself is Swadhyaya, or examining my own qualities. Why am I getting angry? In this situation, what happened? Why did I get restless? Why did I lose my temper? Why did I lie? Why did I cheat? Why did I escape from this situation? Why did I shun this work? Just asking the questions within us and trying to purify the mind that way is inner swadhyaya. And the last is niyama, is Ishvara pranidhana, or surrendering to Ishvara. When I am not able to figure out who am I, what is my relationship with this world, what is the purpose of my life, if I really don't know, most of us will not know because it has to be taught to us, and it is not taught to us in schools and colleges. We just pass through our education, and then we jump into work, and then we jump into marriage, and we don't really get an opportunity to study all this. And even our generations of parents also do not have a hang of this knowledge of the self, or what we need to do to know that, or what is the path of life we need to follow. Everybody is into the delusion of studying well, earning marks, getting a good job, getting married, in acquiring a lot of property, things, clothes, and having a lot of friends, going around enjoying life, giving birth to children, and teaching the same process to them. And there is no end to this kind of a lifestyle. So, Ishvara Pranidhana means if I don't know all this, let me just surrender to that higher power and say, I do not know what is the purpose of my life. I do not know what is the goal of my life. I do not know if I am doing the right thing. I do not know what I should really do. Please help me. It can be God, it can be the truth, it can be any deity or any form that you love. It can be nature, it can be the universal energy, it can be consciousness in any other way that you admire. It can be country, to anything that is very high and very aspiring, you can pray to and you can surrender to. That is called Ishvara Pranidhana. Other objects of surrender are given in our scriptures: Deva, Dvija, Guru, Prajna, Pujanam. That's Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara means prana. Prana means that life force in us is Ishvara. If we don't know what that is, it is okay. We will surrender to Deva, any divine being of our choice, any divine form and name that we love. Any religion it may be, a divine form. Deva. Dvija is the twice born. People who walk the path of this truth, people who realize the truth, who seek the truth, and do certain practices and sadhanas and austerities that take them towards a path of that truth and the ultimate goal of life are dvijas. So we can surrender to them, they will help us. Then you can surrender to the guru, the person who teaches you about what path in life to follow. Deva Dvija Guru. Prajna is something like the doctor. Nowadays, we don't even have that surrender to the doctor. We go, when we have some problem, we go to the internet, we go armed with all the kind of solutions and all the medicines that are there given in the internet by Google Doctor. And then we go to sit with our doctor. And when the doctor says something, we sit and argue with them. It is not going to help us. So the Bhagavad Gita says surrender. Puja means not necessarily surrendering. Puja means giving them love and respect to these categories of people. Deva, Dvija, Guru, Prajna. Prajna means who are all Prajna, the scientists at ISRO who sent their satellite Aditya L1 into space are all Prajna. The doctors in many hospitals who have exclusive knowledge about the different diseases, the medicines and the treatments, how to cure, are Prajna. The judges in the court, the advocates who argue our cases, and the judges who decide on those cases are Prajna. They have specialized knowledge. Anybody who is a specialist in something is a Prajna. It can be in sports, it can be in music, it can be in study, it can be in the field of education, it can be in the field of politics also. So where Prajna has to be worshipped means, even we have this very interesting habit of making fun of politicians or talking anything that we please about them, even if they are doing hard work, tearing them apart to pieces on YouTube and Facebook and all that, or writing articles about them any which way we please, which is not going to help us in any way, because that particular person who has won by some capacity and come to that point of position of power is a prajna. He knows something, and that is why he is there. And if we are jealous of that position, if we are jealous of the status that they have, if we are jealous of the money that they get, whether it is ill-begotten wealth or whatever it may be, it is not our concern. We have voted, our work is over, and the next work is, if something has to be done, go through the proper democratic means and get that work done, and not simply complain and waste time. So, Devat Vijay Guru Prajna Pujanam. So that's a quality of Sattva Guna. And then Yama Niyama. Then Shraddha. Shraddha means having faith. Astikya Buddhi. Now it is a big fashion to say, I don't believe in God. I believe only in science. Even when science says, yes, there is a superior power in this world, that force is called quanta. It is just existing all around space. It is just manifesting and unmanifesting, manifesting and unmanifesting, moving in many formations, making many geometric patterns. This is all told by science. It is not told in any religious text. Though religious texts have these ideas, they are moving in many geometric patterns around us. This space is not empty space, as we know. There are light particles jumping about here, cushion-like light packets of energy. They are making geometric formations. They have certain power and radiation that they give when they come into a large mass. They have a radiation and power. And then there are many numbers that gather together, and when certain frequencies of numbers gather together, certain things begin to manifest in this world. All this is being said by science today, not by our shastras. But we should even to believe this. That is what the factor of Shraddha. First, people were saying we don't believe in religion, we believe only in science. Now, when science starts talking about all this, there are a group of scientists who keep telling that these are all pseudoscientists. Who are these pseudoscientists? People like Dr. Masaru Emoto from Japan, who has come up with wonderful discoveries in the field of sound, space, formation of crystalline molecules, crystalline patterns in water. Dr. Masaru Emoto, hidden messages from water, the secret life of water. He has written so many books and he has done experiments wherein you speak beautiful words. You say words like love, goodness, joy, bliss into a petri dish of water. You say love to one petri dish of water, and that water petri dish is kept in the deep freezer. Scientific laboratory experiment. You say joy in another petri dish, that is also kept in the freezer. And you say compassion, bliss, happiness, wonder, beauty, amazement, clarity. You keep all those petri dishes of water inside, and then in certain other petri dishes of water, you say, I hate you, you fool, you mad person. Whatever it is you want to scold, you tell that into that water, you speak into that water, or you even take a bottle like this and stick the letter togetherness on this bottle. And the experiment was they were all kept in. Then they've taken water from the Ganga, water from the French river, the Rhine, and then from very holy places like the Saint of Basilica, the well there, the water from that well, the water from Mount Fuji stream water in Japan. They've frozen all that water because without telling anything, very holy places and very naturally beautiful places. They've taken water example samples and they've frozen them. And the discovery was so amazing that every dish that was taken and the photographs were taken in a high-speed digital camera, the words in which were very beautiful words like love, charm, compassion, beauty, had very beautiful crystal formation like our diamond earrings which we make in India. Very, very beautiful crystal formations. Those images are there in the internet. And then, very imaginably, the words like fool, idiot, or whatever it is has been told into that petri dish of water have all been very garbled formation, no clarity. Everything is so messy to look at. That formation is it is not very good to look at. They also did experiments of taking tap water and then studying that. So the tap water where there is so much of chlorine, the formation is not at all good. It is a very untidy crystal formation. So these are all scientific experiments, and they have done. A whole group of children gathered around a lake in Japan, in a prefecture. I do not know the name. And they just gathered. That lake was very polluted. It was very messy. A whole group of school children gathered around that lake and they blessed the lake with words. We thank you. We love you. We respect you. We thank you. We love you. We respect you. And the water of that lake before this experiment and after the experiment was of a completely different quality. So these kind of experiments are shown by science. Since we don't know, at least if we have the faith that they are doing some good research, we are very easily believe all the negative research that people do. Everything is very easily believed, like it happened during the pandemic. But all the positive research, all the good research that want to bring a new way of thinking to mankind is facing high resistance because there is lack of shraddha. Shraddha means deep within me, I have the faith and the belief that I am good, everything around me is good, the best is always happening, the best will always happen, people always have the best intentions in their mind, and this universe has always got the best intentions for me and my welfare. That is Shraddha. And then Bhakti is pure love. Unconditional love is Bhakti. Unconditional love is the child loves the mother loves the child, not because the mother wants something from the child or the child wants something from the mother, just the love of the child and the mother. In the same way, we can love God, we can love people unconditionally. All love marriages and any team and partnership fail because that unconditional factor is not there in that love. There is always a condition. When the condition is there, when the condition is met, love will be there. When the condition is gone, love will be gone. That marriage or anything will not stay together. So unconditional. Bhaktischa mumukshuta. Mumukshuta means may I be liberated. The desire to be liberated is mumukshata. This is also an expression of the sattvic quality. Daivicha sampattihi asannivrittihi. Because of this sattvic quality, we will get daivi sampat. Daivi sampat means many good qualities that we have will come towards us. It is like the money we earn. Good qualities are all like the wealth that we earn. That is why it is called sampatti. He means it is samyak pannaha. It is collected very well and come and settle here in my personality. Sampattihi. And what will happen because of all this? Asan nivrittihi. All asat or untruth will go away from my life. This is what the Mishra Sattva will give. Mishra Sattva means Sattva, Guna or purity mixed with Rajas and Tamas will give me all these qualities. These are the qualities of mixed Sattva and qualities that will make my life beautiful, purposeful and help me to achieve the goals of my life. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Vashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हर नमः पार्वती बतये हर हर महादेव हरि ओम।